Hey guys! So it's been like 5 days. I've been a little caught up, but so I wanted to do an updated Memento Mori video. So the last time I did the Mori video for the spirit, it was during the public test build, and I wanted to show you guys the new sounds they added to her. So I do a quick briefing on what perks and what add-ons and the offering I used, and then I let you guys just get into the match. So these bunch of rascals had on 2 Murky Regents. So this was the perfect time to have a Mori. And what do you know? The map that I got was Backwater Swamp. The best map for any killer to play on. So this, as you can tell, this is a voiceover. This wasn't me talking during the game. So here I'm like kind of casually looking around, and I'm trying to see if I can see anything within this murky pollution mist. Since I heard some crows at the boat, I knew that there was going to be a survivor over there. And as you see, I found Claudette. So I was able to outsmart her there, but then she went into a locker. She made it extremely easy for me. I go down the stairs and I check if there's the basement. There's no basement, so I plop her onto the hook. And then my little mind game I do is I kind of turn my character around in the direction I'm not teleporting or phasing towards, so that I try to get the survivors off guard when I'm really coming in their direction. So that was perfect because my hex haunted ground was destroyed by, I think, that Dwight. It is really, really good. I love hex haunted ground. I'm still trying to figure out whether it's more viable than Make Your Choice though. I think it's really good with hex builds, when you have like Ruin, Lullaby, all that stuff. Okay, back to the game. Anyways, so I found the Claudette because I was following her blood. It is very handy to follow the blood. So I plopped her on the hook. Was it the second time? Yep, the second time. And then I didn't do my little maneuver where I faced the other direction, but I was just trying to rush. So once I got to the generator, I saw that there was 2 generators on the same platform. So in my mind at this point, I was thinking how stupid, or how bad really, it is that the design of the gens could ever be on the same platform, because it's bad for both the survivors at trying to get the gens and making the game longer for everybody, because the killer can have an easy strat to get like those, take control of those 2 gens right beside each other, and the 3rd gen as well. Same thing with hooks. I don't think 2 hooks should be right by each other. There should always be like a certain amount of meters. I've seen a lot of hooks that will be too far away. I mean, too close together. So here, the Claudette, this Claudette was very smart. Like, somehow she was able to juke me. She played it really, really good. So I was checking out the third generator. Someone got my Hex Lullaby finally. And then I was just trying to figure out where the survivors were. Thank you, Rancor. So I knew there was a survivor nearby because every time a generator gets completed, I get to see where survivors are with my Rancor perk. Swung a little too early there, but White couldn't outrun my sword. So he had his second clock onto the hook. And that courageous Claudette got that gem. Always as the spirit, I always try to mind game. So there I couldn't really mind game her too well, so I just went for a very aggressive attack, which ended up working. Her insta-heal couldn't save her, which I was happy about. So this was one of the best mind games. Why did I have an accent? This was one of the best mind games of the match. I pretended like I was gonna go for Dwight, and any survivor would think that I was, but I wanted to get Meg off that generator, so I grabbed her off instead. Then I checked the locker to see if Claudette was in there. And then I went back after Meg because that was the only survivor I could find, but then I found Claudette. This was the Claudette that juked me at the shack. So I knocked her down. And then she got her plop. That was just her first plop. There was 2 more plops to come. And I heard someone running on the top of those boards, which is why I stood there for a second. I knew someone was gonna go try to save Claudette. And I saw Meg to the left, who carelessly tried to go for the generator. And then I looked around for the rest of the survivors. And I found a Claudette. And then I saw Meg. Meg the egg. And then Dwight, who ain't Dwight. I'm about to take a bite with my might. That was a good joke on my part as well. He thought that I would be chasing him in the direction that he was running, but I wanted to drop down just to get that easy shortcut. So then there was 2 survivors left, 2 gens being worked on this upper platform, and then 2 gens on the opposite side of the map. But I knew that they were going to try to be around these gens, because they were already being worked on. And luckily, just by chance, I saw Meg. And that hit, I thought was BS. So I didn't pick her up. But also, I was trying to get all 4 of them so I could try to get a Mori. So that's another reason I didn't pick her up. So now was the Claudette. Amongst the mist and amongst the corn, where could Claudette be? I was searching around. Oh, there was another generator on. Could she have tried to work on this while I was chasing the other survivors? So through this musky mist, I was looking around in the nooks and crannies where the most likely place for a Claudette would be. And then by chance, I actually found her, which happens once every 1,000 years. I tried to mind game Claudette there, but she didn't go upstairs. I think it was possible she was trying to revive Meg. I was hoping she would lead me to her, but I had the opportunity to swing and knock her down, so I just went for it. And at this point, in my mind, I was thinking, it's gonna be extremely hard to find Meg on this huge map. Will I get a Mori video out with this map? I used my last Cypress Memento Mori. So I was really trying to look for blood or to hear Meg. And I knew it was going to be extremely difficult because of Backwater swamp and lots of pollution in the air. Went on the hill to try to get leverage, to try and look through a good viewpoint to see if I could see grass moving or a corpse moving across the ground. And luckily for me, I found her. Since she was kind of close to the grass, and I wanted the Mori to be good, I plopped her onto a flat surface without grass, and here is the new Mori. I really liked the sound effects that they added to it. I think it makes the Mori a lot better. So this was a 2-pip match with some of the worst conditions. The weather was awful that day. But my spirit, I held high, and the deaths went down low.